Gentlemen, amazing movie with a lot of amazing scenes, but the one that really impressed me, of course, was the armada of motorhomes. Now, how difficult was it to assemble all those vehicles?
Actually, that was pretty easy. We just put out an ad, said, if you got a motorhome, want to be in a movie, show on up, and all I did.
It was like a little bit complicated, and so far we shot this on a Salt Lake. Oh. And when the Teamster people like realized how much like motorhomes were bringing out there, said we have to do something for these people. So the biggest part was like washing off the salt of all these vehicles, which took days and days and days, you know, because we didn't want to kind of let them, you know, because some people were like really when they saw it's salt, they got like really scared about their cars.
It actually could eat through the tires.
Yeah,
if it wasn't
amazing.
Yeah,
it's just really amazing.
You know, it was amazing when the last Star Trek movie came out. Science fiction fans are so into the stories, and they're on the internet, the scripts coming out. Mm-hmm. How much interest did you detect early on for this movie, and what kind of steps did you do to protect the secrecy of the story?
Well, there was a tremendous amount of interest within the science fiction conventions and the internet. In fact, we just put up our first webpage for our company, Centropolis.com. Check it out. But we were fortunate. I mean, it didn't get out. It could have, we tried to keep the script as secret as possible, but that's really hard in Hollywood. And I think basically we just got lucky.
Yeah. Well, Roland, like when you were shooting on a day-to-day basis, do you ever have people who are trying to sneak onto the set, trying to find things out, take pictures? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Also, there's always like there's constant like security finds people wandering around and say, "What are you doing here?" And also, we had this like problem that like this really huge crew, and because we had to do the movie in a very short amount of time to be ready for like the 4th of July weekend. So we had to, we were 750 people, and it's really hard to keep up security there. And we had like really people in the set, standing there and on every turn, and somebody turns and said, "Who is that?" And then we found out it's some like person interested in the movie trying to get in, and somehow he got in.
You know, I love it when sets are used from different movies. The White House set from this film, what was its history?
The American president. And Nixon,
Well, how did people...
Two other presidents before us.
Yeah, I know. We remodeled. It's like this, it's like this kind of you don't want to kind of build the set over and over again. Actually, the White House is the White House, And what you really do is like kind of you take the existing set and then you exactly what like presidents' wives do. You redecorate it. You say, let's make the carpet a little bit bluer, and kind of paint it differently, but they do.
And there's a certain, economy to this, obviously, for us. We ended up with a $2 million set for nothing, basically. We got the submarine from Crimson Tide, because it happened to be on the lot that they were using it for another film. So suddenly a 20-second, 30-second sequence, we've got a $1 million set. So recycling sets is a great way to save dough.
It's amazing. It hasn't been that long since Stargate, and that you were able to turn this movie around so fast is pretty incredible. On the lot, how many times a day did you have people coming up to you and asking, "So how's it going? Is it going to make its release date?"
You know what? I have to tell you something. We both come from independent filmmaking, and my father was a film producer, and he always said, you have to make films independently because the studios are a nightmare. They're on your back, they creatively get involved, it's just terrible. Well, I can say without flinching that this was by far the most creative freedom we've ever had. And I credit that largely to Peter Chernin at Fox, who just supported the project from day one and said, "Guys, go. Don't spend too much money, but go."
and really, they left us so much alone. It's amazing. And we was like wondering, why is nobody showing up? We thought, did they forgot about us? And then, at the end, they saw the movie. They said, "Great, finish it." Nobody said like to cut anything. It was really great.
I think they were so surprised that a movie like this could actually be made on time and budget that they said, "Don't say anything, just let them go."
I've always had a deep interest in what happens to American films when they're released in foreign markets. I was in Germany once, and the Belushi movie K9 was playing there as my partner with the cold nose. And then sometimes movies are re-edited. When this movie plays in different countries, like in the Middle East, will there be like any changes or some parts enhanced, or is it pretty much locked in?
it's these days these big movies nobody is allowed to touch them. They can only like loop them in their language, and that's it. And even that gets done by Fox himself, because Fox has everywhere like distribution companies. And also that's a good thing. Also, when you work for a studio, you have control over the worldwide release in a way. With foreign, in independent movies, we worked for Coralco, every foreign distributor, you were not really sure what they're doing with your movie.
Okay, great.
But
Thanks very
also,
much.
I think that the tone of the film is to try to do a movie on a worldwide scale. So hopefully, what the story we're telling is appropriate for every country.
Mm.